A very good evening and welcome to Newsline. I am Claire Adilabu Abdul-Razak, and it's truly a pleasure to be back with you tonight on the program. Now, life has its unexpected moments, and of course, our lineup is both captivating and relatable tonight. We have a report about a unique partnership that merges culture and purpose. Two very different entities coming together, unified by their shared respect for culture, tradition, and of course, their desire to celebrate it. Also on the line tonight is a celebration that continues to connect generations, young and old alike, to their deep ancestral roots. We ask that you stay with us on the line to see how this tradition continues to thrive even in modern times. But our evening wouldn't be complete without confronting some of the more troubling issues in our society. Issues, of course, like harvesting. And of course, when we apply that term, naturally our minds will go to farmers and crops. But when we apply it to human lives, it raises serious concerns about our collective morality. So tonight, we'll explore this disturbing reality that is playing out in certain parts of our dear nation. We'll take you to the ancient kingdom of Owu in Abuja, Osun State, where a monarch's deep connection with his people has turned his reign into a story of shared pride and progress. So whether you're watching with family, friends, or enjoying a quiet evening alone, let's take this journey together. We've got a lot to share with you, and I promise it will be worth your while. For now, let me quickly hand over to my co-pilot, Elizabeth Omoroyo, who will kick off the evening with the news. And in case you also missed out on our performance at the Paris Olympics, don't you worry. Bade has you covered with all the details. Elizabeth.
Much, Claire, and thanks for joining us on the news segment. We begin with housing. The desire of President Bola Tinubu to provide quality and affordable housing for civil servants across the nation has been acknowledged. As head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemieson laid foundation of 216 units of housing projects under the Federal Integrated Housing Scheme in Abuja. Harman Jabani reports.
The Federal Integrated Housing Scheme, sited at the premises of Public Service Institute of Nigeria, will stand on 5.3 hectares of land and will accommodate 216 units of 2- and 3-bedroom apartments. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Folashade Yemieson, commended the institute while flagging up the fish housing estate, saying it is a great milestone, urging to contractors to ensure the project is speedily completed according to design specifications.
We understand that the earnings of civil servants is not much, so we try as much as possible to get the best quality for the minimum price.
While inaugurating a newly built sport complex named after her by the Public Service Institute management, Dr. Folashade Yemieson called on civil servants to engage in physical exercises to boost their well-being. Director overseeing the Office of the Permanent Secretary Welfare Service Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, and the Administrator Public Service Institute speak more on the projects.
We anticipate that these new homes will provide comfort, security, and a sense of belonging to the fortunate beneficiaries.
Sports, as we all know, provides a healthy outlet for stress and anxiety and support mental well-being.
The fish estate will be allocated to core civil servants. Hamad Jabani, NTA News.
Away from housing, Senate has denied allegations suggesting that it is involved in determining its own salaries or receiving special fiscal packages from the presidency. The allegation was said to have come up during a visit by members of the House of Representatives to former President Olusegun Obasanjo. In a statement, Senate spokesman Yemi Adaramodu described it as an attempt to crucify the legislature and emphasizes that no senator receives financial patronage outside salary allocations from the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission. It says constituency projects often linked to the legislature are merely suggested and nominated by senators, following practices common in other democratic nations, adding that the executive arm of government, through its various ministries and agencies, is responsible for awarding contracts for constituency projects. Adaramodu assures the public that the 10th Assembly remains committed to upholding the economy of Nigeria. To security, the Nigerian Navy has reiterated its commitment to improving the mental and physical education of Nigerian youths to build resilience and stamina for national assignments. The Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, said this at the Nigerian Navy Military School in Akwa Ibom State. Kelvin Samuel reports.
Published on the 23rd of May 2018, the Nigerian Navy Military School, Twin, has its mandate to produce able-bodied and disciplined Nigerian youths who are conditioned for service in the Nigerian Navy and other professions. The school is proud to present these 67 young sailors as its 2024 graduates. The Chief of Naval Staff, represented at the event by the Chief of Administration, Rear Admiral Kennedy Ezete, commends the young sailors for proving themselves worthy in learning and in character.
I charge all young sailors to put in the training gained into good use and be a good ambassador of your alma mater. This will ensure that the huge investment in the capacity development will be available for others coming after you.
High point of the event was the presentation of awards to outstanding graduates. The Nigerian Navy Military School, Twin, is the first Navy military school in the country. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
Meanwhile, air component of Operation Delta Safe has increased its rate of patrol, especially within the Niger Delta region, with the aim of locating illegal oil refining sites and destroying them. The latest is the destruction of 13 illegal refining sites and a vehicle in airstrikes near Abuja and Okoloma in Rivers State. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello brings us details.
Even as efforts have been ramped up to curtail the activities of oil thieves and economic saboteurs in their illegal and nefarious acts of busting oil pipelines and siphoning crude oil or its products, the rate at which illegal oil refining sites continue to spring up requires drastic measures. In line with this, the air component of Operation Delta Safe has increased its rate of patrol, especially within the Niger Delta region, with the aim of locating illegal oil refining sites and destroying them. A statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Vice Marshal Edward Gapquet, indicates that the Nigerian Air Force is arguably one of its most successful operations conducted along the Imo River near Abuja and Okoloma. Several active illegal refining sites were discovered to be taking advantage of the difficult terrain to perpetrate their illegalities. These sites, about 13 in number, were subsequently destroyed after the crew employed the weapons on board the aircraft. Several overhead tanks connected to reservoirs as well as numerous gallons were also destroyed in the process. In all, 13 illegal sites, 10 overhead tanks and several gallons of illegally refined product were effectively destroyed. They spotted a 6-star tipper truck along the riverbank with 4 canoes seen loading illegal products into the truck. After a thorough scan of the area and observing the criminals dispersed in disarray upon sighting the aircraft, the truck as well as the canoes were attacked and destroyed. The crew then continued their patrol over the Trans-Niger pipeline from Rumwekwe, Nkpoku to Boni, which included the following points: end point, Bodo trunk line, point small line attachment, Nkpoku New Ebubu, trunk line, and Rumwekwe Nkpoku line, with no unusual activity observed. The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, has since commended the air component for their commitment and resolve to diminish the activities of oil thieves in the Niger Delta region. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
A cocaine consignment worth billions of naira concealed in a heavy-duty automobile parts and in fabrics intercepted by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim brings us details.
The more than 2.3 kilograms of cocaine concealed in Ghanaian traditional kente materials was scheduled for the United Kingdom when it was intercepted at a courier firm in Lagos on Monday, 5th August 2024. Same class of drug buried in heavy-duty pivot shift heading to the United States were recovered at the same logistics company after the NDLEA sniffer dogs fished out the automobile spare part containing the illicit drug. Similarly, different quantities of pentazocine injection, promethazine, and cocodamol pills, all heading to the UK, as well as 297 pills of tramadol going to Canada, were intercepted. Meanwhile, NDLEA operatives at Tinkan Seaport, Lagos on Wednesday, 7th August, intercepted 532 parcels of loud in a bus, which is one of the 3 vehicles in a container coming from Montreal, Canada. The seizure was made during a joint examination with men of customs service and other stakeholders. In Adamawa State, the operatives on Thursday, 8 August, with the support of men of Operation Farauta Sector 3, Mayo Balwa, arrested 49-year-old man with 425 compressed blocks of cannabis sativa in his car. While commending officers and men of various special operations unit, the chairman of NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, urged them to continue with their current balanced approach to achieve zero tolerance in trafficking and consumption of illicit drugs in Nigeria. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Now let's talk culture. Oyo State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Dotun Oyelade, says the stage is set for the maiden edition of Ogbomodo Cradle Festival, scheduled to hold between December 19 and 23, 2024. Oyelade stated this at a press conference in Ogbomoso, where the planning committee for the proposed festival, headed by Williams Adeleye, hinted members of the public about what to expect. Abiodun Babalola tells us more.
He ascended the throne of Shaun of Ogbomoso-land, Oba Gandhi Afolabi Olaoye, having assessed the potential of Ogbomoso's rich socio-cultural heritage, inaugurated a committee on Ogbomoso Cradle Festival and urged the committee to come up with a unique festival that will promote the culture, tourism and tradition in Ogbomoso. The State Commissioner for Information and Orientation says apart from showcasing the tradition, culture, and various local foods in Ogbomoso, the proposed festival will also have a huge economic impact.
The chairman had done well by citing specific countries and communities where culture cannot be separated from the economy.
We are now working towards rejuvenating the cultural heritage and showcasing it to the world with the intent of promoting peace, creating jobs, and developing the city economically.
The proposed carnival is part of the 25-year development plan of Oba Gandhi Afolabi Olaoye for New Ogbomoso. Abiodun Babalola, NTA News.
Now, talking health and research, Yobe State is to exploit the state's Biomedical Science Research Training Center, domiciled at the State University, to investigate the root causes of rampant kidney-related diseases plaguing northern part of the state. This came to the fore when a group of international scientists visited Governor Maimala Boni to appreciate the state's commitment to advance scientific research and innovation in the country. Yunusa Sulaiman reports.
Our scientists and researchers from reputable international universities on a summer school training visit to Yobe State. With their wealth of experiences, they assisted in the training of 450 medical doctors, scientists, researchers and academics from across Africa on artificial intelligence, malaria research, as well as brain disease research organized by the Biomedical Research Training Center of the Yobe State University.
You have recognized that driving innovation has to happen via research and investigations. And because of this, I would like to appreciate you, Your Excellency, for supporting and funding the research that we are going to start commencing on the rising cases of kidney-related illnesses in Yobe State.
We're happy that already our specialists from various universities are taking the advantage of the availability of these state-of-the-art equipment to come for training for their research.
We are going to deepen this center, encourage it, sustain it, and with this research center, we have gotten a new window of marketing ourselves out.
The scientists unanimously envisioned Yobe State as becoming a science and research tourism destination for the conduct of medical science-related researches that will be beneficial to humanity. This is the third summer school training since the establishment of the center a few years ago, with accomplished scholars in attendance. In the Matru, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
In other news, a boat with more than 35 persons on board has capsized in River Rima along Dundai Access in Wamako local government area. One body has been recovered while more than 12 of the victims made it to the shore. Head of Operations, National Emergency Management Agency, Sokoto Operations Office, Special Advisor, Sokoto State Emergency Management Agency, and the Red Cross have already visited the scene to profile data of victims. Some of the victims disclosed that the canoe overturned due to overloading. Occupants of the boat were crossing the river to their farms. NEMA search and rescue team and local divers are currently searching for missing persons. Now, 20,000 women and girls have been equipped with requisite skills to promote sustainable waste management practices and create financial incentives for local communities in the state. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu disclosed this at the closing ceremony of the Leave No One Behind initiative held at the Special Correctional Center for Girls in Idiaraba, Lagos. Ese Nwamaka reports.
In the bid to actualize the Themes Plus agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, which seeks to promote social inclusion in the development of the state, necessitated the Leave No One Behind initiative of the Lagos State Government. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, represented by the Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Okwe George, says the 20,000 girls and women who participated in the program have learned to be champions of change and role models for future generations through the knowledge and skills acquired in waste management practices.
The impact of this initiative goes beyond numbers. Each of the 20,000 girls and women who have participated in this program represent a story of resilience, ambition, and transformation. They have learned to harness their potential, to see value where others see waste.
Other stakeholders acknowledged that this initiative will impact on the social and economic well-being of the women and girls.
The skills acquired through this initiative will enable them to create and manage sustainable businesses.
As we reflect on our accomplishments and look forward to the future, let us continue to work together to build a more inclusive, sustainable and prosperous Lagos.
This program is about people below 18 years of age. The young people will be defining the future, not people like me. I can only try to support with the experience and whatever we can do.
The Leave No One Behind initiative of the Lagos State government is aimed at creating wealth and reducing carbon emissions in the state. In Lagos, S.A. Owamaka, NT News.
A bit from the foreign scene, Rwanda's President Paul Kagame has been sworn in for a fourth term. Details of this and more with Frama Panyi on Global Updates.
President Kagame swept a victory in the elections held last month, having won 99.18% of the vote, ushering him into another 5 years in office. Several heads of state and other dignitaries from African nations joined the inauguration ceremony at a 45,000-seat stadium in Kigali. Kagame has ruled the nation since the 1994 genocide as de facto leader and then president. In Bangladesh, a new Chief Justice, Syed Refat Ahmed, has been sworn into office after his predecessor, Sheikh Hasina, quit following the demand by protesters. Reports say it is the latest in a string of fresh appointments in that country. Syed Refat Ahmed is the most senior High Court judge and was sworn into office by President Mohammed Shahabuddin. He is Bangladesh's 25th Chief Justice. Meanwhile, the former Chief Justice, Surendra Kumar Singha, alleges he was forced to resign in November last year. Frama Panyi, NTA News.
Talking sports, after 2 weeks of intense competition, the Paris 2024 Olympics finally ended. Bade Adeleye has details of the medals table for us. Bade.
Many thanks, Elizabeth. All right, we begin with the Paris 2024 Olympics as the curtains finally came down on the Paris Olympics on Sunday at Stade de France, played host to the closing ceremony. Californian music icons Billie Eilish, Red Hot Chili Peppers and Snoop Dogg performed to thousands of fans on Sunday as Paris ended the Summer Games that restored the Olympics' mojo, handing over to Los Angeles and Hollywood's razzle-dazzle. While Paris used its famous landmarks such as Eiffel Tower and the Palace of Versailles as a star draw, LA is already turning to its homegrown A-list celebrities to impress the crowds. The 2-hour show initially saw the delegations parading at the stadium, including a theatrical sequence entitled Records, which was a dreamlike immersive journey through time led by a golden voyager. Team Nigeria was well represented. Now, let's let you know that the United States of America topped the medals table at the Paris 2024 Olympics after the final title was decided on Sunday, finishing above China only by the virtue of their silver medals. China, who were the last team apart from the U.S. to top the standings when they did it on home soil at the 2008 Beijing Games, also won 40 gold medals but managed only 27 silver medals. The U.S. women's basketball team secured their country's preeminence by edging host nation France in a breathless finish to win the final gold of the Games. The U.S. also won most total medals with 126 to China's 91. Well, it's no longer news that Team Nigeria finished Paris 2024 without a medal. But this is not the first time it will be happening at the Olympics. Let's quickly remind you that at Nigeria's first appearance at the Asian Games in 1952, no medal was recorded. Same was the story in 1956 in Melbourne, 1960 in Rome, and 1968 in Mexico City. Nigeria had the same experience in 1980 in Moscow and Seoul in 1988. Such record, however, did not repeat itself for 24 years until 2012 in London. 8 years after, that experience is back because the story is the same. And to a bit of cherry news now, as the coach of Nigeria State Tigress, Rina Wakama, has been named the best coach of the women's basketball event at the Paris 2024 Olympics. Wakama led the African champions to beat Australia and Canada in the group stage of the tournament, becoming the first African side to win 2 group matches at the Olympics. She's also the first coach to lead an African side, male or female, to the quarterfinals of the basketball event at the Olympics after Nigeria made it to the last 8 in Paris, where they were stopped by eventual winners, Team USA. Nigeria's Ezinne Kalu also made the second team for the women's basketball event at the Paris Games after netting 58 points in 3 games to emerge Nigeria's top scorer. Well, that'll be our bit on sports update. And of course, Elizabeth, finally, the Olympics is over.
Vadi, thank you so much for the update. Well, better luck some other times. I do really appreciate their efforts. They're all winners. Now let's talk weather. Tomorrow is another beautiful day. Let's find out what the picture would look like tomorrow.
Delighted to have you join us on the weather forecast for Monday. We start off the new week with prospect of morning rains to the coastal parts of Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Ondo and Oyo states. There are prospects of morning thunderstorms to parts of Plateau, Nasarawa, the Federal Capital Territory, Niger, as well as the northeastern states, including parts of Kaduna, Katsina, Sokoto and Kebbi states. As we go into the afternoon and evening hours, there are more chances of thunderstorms to most parts of the northern and the north-central region of the country, while to the southern region, intermittent rains are expected, particularly to the southeast, as well as Cross River, Akwa Ibom, and Rivers states. That's our bit from here. Thank you for watching.
And that's the news segment. Claire will be back with some reports. But before then, Claire, Team Nigeria at the Olympics, the table, well, not palatable.
You know, everyone seemed to be getting it wrong. It's not really the first, poor outing for us. It's been like that since, we started featuring in the Olympics. But again, there's something that's coming up in the package about applying indigenous language to our coaching system. Maybe that will be a way out, Elizabeth.
We look forward to that. Now let's pay some bills.
All right, welcome back to Newsline, and let's begin by catching them young. And so in today's digital age, where screens seem to capture every moment of our attention, the enduring power of literature can often feel like a forgotten treasure. However, literature is far from being obsolete. It enriches our understanding of reality, equips us with essential skills for navigating the complexities of life. Now, it's against this backdrop that we find it very rare and indeed inspiring to see young students deeply moved by the transformative power of storytelling. Our correspondent Olayinka Ojo introduces us to 6 remarkable students from the Literary and Debating Club of Command Secondary School. Now, these young minds didn't just consume stories, they created them, putting pen to paper to share their unique perspectives and passions. Their journey is a powerful reminder that when we catch them young, we're not just nurturing future writers who could also stand among the great minds like Chinua Achebe, Wole Soyinka, and Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, but we're also fostering a generation that understands the true value of the written word.
Beauty of literature lies not just in its narratives, but layers of meanings, symbolism, and themes. These, most times, prompt discussions, debates, and interpretations, proffering solutions to societal ills. These and more were showcased in 2 books entitled Jumoke Folofolo and an anthology of poems. With economic development at the heart of global and national discourse, the author of the 38-page anthology of poems, Zainab Haruna, says, "For the Nigeria of our dreams to be achieved, patriotism must be our watchword."
With peace, unity, and love for one another, we can make Nigeria a great nation.
For the 5 other students who co-authored 60-page book Jumoke Follow, the inspiration from their commandants and teachers never to join bad companies, as peer pressure plays a significant role in shaping adolescent behavior, including relationships and academic investments, motivated them to put pen to paper.
Chapter 3 talks about Jumoke's experience of peer pressure and how she was lured by some bad friends doing appalling behaviors. And also talks about the punishment she faced.
It's not a must for you to follow the popular ones in school. Be yourself.
She finally came back from abroad with success.
Since literature helps people explore their creative imagination, commandants of the school urged parents and guardians to allow their words express themselves.
Coupled with the corps commander's vision, we thought it wise that these young chaps should be motivated towards having something to do in future, not really relying on a white-collar job.
With this feat, there is hope that Nigeria is on the path of producing more Wole Soyinkas, Zainab Alkalis, and Chinua Achebes.
I thought as much that Jumoke Follow will certainly mirror peer pressure. Well done to those students. Now, what you learn in school really doesn't define you. I mean, it's the ambition you nurse and nurture that shapes your destiny. But in a world where Nigerian doctors, for instance, are highly sought after globally, it's surprising to find a qualified medical doctor delving into what might be seen as a less lucrative field. Guess what? Painting. But Dr. Fola David is no ordinary doctor. He blends his medical profession with an extraordinary passion for art, achieving remarkable feats. So on July the 21st, Dr. Fola David completed a breathtaking graphical impression on a 1,000 square meter canvas. Now, this monumental work places him in the race for Guinness World Record and for the largest drawing by an individual currently held by Ravi Sonny. Michael Olaleye captured this captivating moment for us on Newsline.
With drums dictating the tunes and songs energizing the atmosphere, Fola Devi sustained the zeal to get to the finish line of this Guinness World Record task, defying the sun or rain for 6 days. The goal is to win the coveted accolade for the largest drawing by an individual, but the manner and style of using signs, characters, and imagery depicting the unity of purpose of Nigerians was captivating.
The most interesting part of this drawing is the theme, unity in diversity. We need to be united. We need to feel love for each other and be productive for the future of the country.
He's literally bringing Nigeria and Africa together with his art. I mean, this is a very positive, very beautiful, and trust me, the vibe here is amazing.
Knowing Nigeria is key to understanding the peculiarity of the people. This is exactly what Fola David did by transversing the nooks and crannies of the country so as to get this spectacular image done.
The development of the nation really depends on the unity of the nation, the love that exists in that nation, and peace in the nation. Anything that disrupts the pillars would also make it difficult for the other things to happen.
For Fola David, this drawing marks the end of 9 years of rigorous hard work and dedication, in which the taste for success made him expand the artwork to this size, as against the initial plan of 850 square meters.
I got there the first day during setup and I saw that 850 was looking small. My mistake. And I saw it, I said, no, this is too small, add. And we added, it got to 1,300. I said, okay, this is something that I didn't tell anyone. It's something that was in my head while I was drawing throughout. I understand why this is the world record now.
While Fola David looks forward to the validation of his drawing, which invariably who unseated Ravisoni's 650 square meters on the Guinness World Record in the individual category. He offered words of encouragement for those willing to achieve this feat.
Have you messaged someone that you're probably going to meet in 9 years' time who's going to make this whole thing happen? Who have you spoken to about your dream? Do you have a dream that is going to change the world and you're keeping quiet about it?
Captivating indeed. Well done, Fola Davids. Now, jump rope, jump high, reach for the skies. Now, that's a mantra that echoes from the playful days of our youth when rope skipping was more than just a game. It was a challenge, a race, a moment of pure joy during inter-house sports. But who would have thought that what began as a childhood pastime could lead to global recognition? And incredibly, 3 extraordinary Nigerians from Ondo State have done just that, catching the world's eye by setting a new Guinness World Record in rope skipping. Now, their achievement isn't just about skipping ropes. It's all about persistence, passion, and the drive to excel as they now set their sights on an even bigger stage. That's the World Tournament going to be held in London. And the anticipation is palpable because recently the excitement grew as an agent from Guinness World Records visited the Akure Stadium, where these talented athletes have been fine-tuning their skills. And our correspondent, Kehinde Lamidi, has been closely following their journey.
Between the year 2022 and 2023, these secondary school students, Benga Ezekiel, Philip Solomon, and Dunsi Dubem, broke and set new Guinness World Records in various categories of rope skipping. Benga Ezekiel's memorable feat led to breaking Guinness World Record for the most skips on one leg in 1 minute, while setting a new record with 278 skips. Also added to this outstanding performance is the most double under skips on one leg in 1 minute with 144 skips. Encouraged by Benga's record, Philip Solomon broke and set 3 Guinness World Records in most skips in one leg in 30 seconds with 153 skips. He broke the second in most crisscross skips on one leg in 30 seconds, blindfolded with 62 skips, and set a world record in most crisscross skips on one leg in 30 seconds with 69 skips. Dunsin Dubem in 2023 featured, broke and set new Guinness World Record in most double under crossover skips in 30 seconds with 78 skips. The 3 Nigerian skippers from Ondo State were excited when their coach, Chibusi Ukandu, broke the news, informing them of the proposed visitation of the technical crew of the Guinness World Records to Ondo State. Undeniably visible is the beaming smile and boundless joy expressed by these outstanding skippers when the crew from the Guinness World Record surfaced at the Akure Stadium to profile them in readiness for the 2025 edition of the Guinness World Records.
So we're sent by the Guinness World Record team to put together a short documentary about the 3 guys from here who have broken certain records in skipping ropes. Yeah.
It's a remarkable thing and a memorable day for me. I'm sure that anybody that knows about breaking Guinness World Record, like, it will be what anybody wants to dream about. And I'm very, very happy and excited about it.
I was happy that I was being interviewed with people at that high caliber. And I'm sure that those that know about Guinness World Record, they know that it's a very big thing and very,
It hasn't been easy anyway, but we have to give it what it takes, make the necessary sacrifice, put them through the terrain, teach them what they are supposed to know, build their confidence to face the world, letting them know that they also have what it takes to become Guinness World Record holders.
Interestingly, the rope skippers have been invited to attend an event by the Guinness World Records between September 11 and 13 in London. With the feats, these 3 Nigerian ambassadors are the first Africans to break and set about 6 world records in rope skipping.
And perhaps by 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, Nigeria will have, a place in the medals podium for rope skipping. Well done, guys. All right, let's change the gear now. From appointments and governments to winning elections, Nigerians in diaspora are stirring the waves and increasingly making indelible contributions on the global stage. Babatunde Afolabi is one of them, and he hopes to break the jinx and make history by stepping up to run for a seat in Auckland City Council elections. If he does win, he will not only represent the Nigerian community in Auckland, but also becomes one of the first Nigerians to hold a legislative office in Auckland. In an engaging conversation with correspondent Cecil Egbele, Babatunde Afolabi shared his journey, experiences, and the driving force behind his political aspirations.
My name is Baba Afolabi. I am from Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian American who live in Oakland, California. I am not seeing the change that I want. And they said, if you want any change, you have to look at the mirror.
Babatunde Afolabi, who ran his first business in 2003, holds a degree at the John F. Kennedy University, California. He attributes his drive and resilient spirit to his solid foundation growing up in Lagos.
Bringing my, the resilience that my home country, Nigeria, Mushin, Lagos has taught me, and what I've learned being in Oakland for this last 25 years, to be able to bring it to office and be able to help us elevate as a community, as a city. We have to understand that if we did not prioritize safety, nobody is going to come here to build, to create value that we need. As a Nigerian, as an African American, as a black man, black American, the narrative that you have to work twice, even 4 times as hard to get what your white counterpart have is really true. In pay, in position, in pay increase, in getting the job, absolutely true. As a black man, trust me, I've been handcuffed just because a police officer told me that they're scared for their safety and my safety. It wasn't because I committed any crime.
Unfair treatment against people of color is one experience Afolabi says has been a frequent occurrence for decades and birthed the Black Panther movement, a significant civil rights movement in the United States.
Black Panther actually started because of the lack of representation and victimization of the system against black people. I need to start claiming ownership of this country as much as I claim ownership of Nigeria.
This Remember Them Square, a public space that commemorates the struggles of notable historical figures, is a constant reminder for Afolabi that so much still needs to be done.
What's your position on eminent domain? Like this building was a beauty supply shop.
Yeah.
When I moved here in 2006, it was jumping.
I've been building business in Oakland in the last 15 years, so I understand how city policies affect businesses.
I do believe that there is hope when we have young people like this step forward.
I think one thing I would like Baba to focus on is just like empowering just the downtown district.
He's someone that can actually make it happen. He has weight in the community. He's from the community.
With the November elections months away, Afolabi is passionately sharing his vision one person at a time, anywhere and everywhere.
I've known this guy for the last over 10 years,
Babatunde Afolabi is confident in his ability to defeat 10 other contenders to lead District 3 if elected, and will be the first Nigerian to sit in the City Council.
And we certainly wish him the best of luck. And thank you, Cecil, for bringing us this story. Let's take a short break. Newsline will return presently. Welcome back to Newsline. Now, ever found yourself stuck in Lagos traffic, wishing for a faster, more efficient way to reach the bustling heart of the city without losing precious hours to the gridlock? I know you're not alone. Thankfully, a new solution is here that could change the game for commuters in Lagos. And the Lagos State government, in collaboration with Capitan Marine, has introduced a free pilot boat ride scheme, and it's designed to help you bypass the notorious traffic and enjoy a stress-free journey to the central business districts of Lagos. Now, Cavitin Marine, a proudly Nigerian company known for its world-class water transportation services, is making waves with this initiative by providing a faster, safer, and more efficient means of getting around in Lagos. And this initiative isn't just about convenience, it's all about reclaiming your time, reducing the health impacts of prolonged traffic exposure, and of course, arriving at your destination with a clear mind. So whether you're heading to work or running errands, this boat ride offers a refreshing alternative to the daily grind. Great luck.
Beat the traffic and get the omnibus experience as the omnibus pilot scheme begins in Lagos. The initiative is a partnership between Cavitin Marine and Lagos State Government through the State Ministry of Transport and Lagos State Waterways Authority. The pilot scheme began on July 29th, aimed at testing the 40-seated omnibus ferries plying designated routes from Ikorodu to Falomo, Badore to Falomo, Falomo to Badore, and Ikorodu to CMS.
Out of the 20 local governments we have in Lagos, 14 has inland waterways, but Lagos State government are actually dredging, they're trying to connect everything together. So I want a lot of people to come and patronize us and see what we have to offer.
With departure time at 7 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. daily, passengers get on board just with a tap with the Cowrie access card.
In terms of safety conditions, I think it's perfect.
Whoa, the experience was awesome. The journey was smooth. It was less than 20 minutes for an hour and a half journey. And you have the charging port there. The boat is clean, is neat, everything superb. And I love the music.
For me, it feels like a plane on water, because it has a good leg room and it just gives you that luxury experience. Before I started joining the boat, it was a hassle getting to work every day and getting back. You could tell that, to me, I would say, I felt like my lifespan was reducing until I started joining the boat, and I could feel the relief.
The boat is comfortable. I have 100% confidence.
The objective of the pilot program is to gather essential data for adequate feedbacks, create public awareness, and refine the operational framework ahead of the full deployment of the fleet. For Cavitin Marine, a subsidiary of the Cavitin Group listed on the Nigerian Exchange and are manufacturers of the standard-equipped boat, safety and efficiency strategies have earned the company commendations from the International Ferry Association.
It's a locally built boats to international standards. Some of the major features of our boats is it's done with Bureau Veritas. That's an international organization that checks for quality and standards globally. The foundation of our boats are done with polyurethane foam that gives it safe buoyancy. If the boat has a damage from wreckage, the water can't fill into the cabins. So all passengers are safe even till they dock.
Upon the success of the pilot program, operators of the omnibus scheme anticipate commencing regular passenger operations by the last quarter of the year. They urge Lagosians to take advantage of the free pilot trips and join the transformative journey towards alleviating traffic congestion and enhancing water transportation.
Right, I like the legroom and of course the life jacket, if you know what I mean. Now, if this were a book, A Monarch and His Kingdom would undoubtedly captivate readers with its story of deep connection between a leader and his people. But regardless, this title perfectly captures the essence of a real-life celebration in the ancient kingdom of Owu in Abeokuta, Ogun State. And as Professor Saka Adelola Matemilola, the Lowu of Owu Kingdom, marks his 60th birthday, and of course his second year on the throne, the entire community came together for a dual celebration. It was more than just a festivity. It was a heartfelt tribute to a reign marked by progress, transformation, and unity. And our correspondent, Likan Agbonde, reports from the heart of the celebration, where he says, drums beat in rhythm with the joy of the people, and gratitude flowed freely for the impactful reign of the monarch in just 2 short years.
Celebration includes a symposium where panelists advocated the imperativeness of according traditional institutions constitutional roles in engendering sustainable development. The next event was the second coronation anniversary of the Olowu of Owu Kingdom, which served as a platform for the kingdom to celebrate 2 years of unprecedented progress with colorful display of the Owu cultural heritage. The drums, the jubilation and felicitation in glamour and color with a barrage of creme de la creme, including the co-partakers of the Owu heritage, such as former President Olusegun Obasanjo, former Governor of Ogun State Ibikunle Amosun, high chiefs, heads of settlements, sons and daughters, joined by dignitaries from far and near, is testimony of the value which Oba Matemilola represents.
We pray that he will be 100 years on the throne, and you know what that means, and in good health.
We are united. We are now having health facilities in Owu. We have a modern library in Owu. United Oba, they are coming, you see them.
The 68th birthday party of the monarch climaxed the week-long festival as the vibrancy of culture and traditions demonstrated in norms and values of a people expressly displayed in the lineup of activities for celebrating a monarch who epitomizes a profound position in the narrative of an ancient kingdom.
Numbers alone cannot adequately measure your age. Rather, the true essence of your being is in the numerous lives that you have profoundly impacted.
Is a role model in every respect, even to royal fathers, to the society at large.
The lives of the indigenes of Owu, by extension, the people of Ogun State. He has embarked on so many projects.
It's a great day. We really appreciate the support that we get from people.
He's a great man. He's committed. He's dedicated, he's loving, he's caring.
Overwhelmed by the way he was celebrated, Oba Matemilola reiterates commitment to Owu project.
For all that we managed to achieve within the 2 years that we've been around here, and I want to thank all those who have been part of the journey, those who have supported us morally, financially, and through every other means.
Friends and associates joined dignitaries to cut the 68th birthday cake, while Fuji legends Shefiu Alao Adekunle and King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal added spice to the festivities with melodious music.
All right, so being an Origin fan goes beyond just enjoying a drink. It's about reconnecting with your roots, and the color notes in Origin, the key ingredient, are more than just flavor. They are a nod to our rich traditions and cultural heritage. So this deep connection is further strengthened by the partnership between Guinness Nigeria and the Osun Osogbo Festival. Now that's a symbol of culture and tradition in its own right. But the collaboration is not just about celebrating the natural ingredients in the Origin drink. It's about making a real difference. And Guinness Nigeria, through its Origin brand, has shown true corporate responsibility by empowering 20 small business owners with a total of 4 million naira. Now, again, this is not just an act of generosity, it's a way of uplifting the local economy and supporting those who keep our culture vibrant and alive. Here is Annie Daniels with inspiring details of this celebration of heritage and community.
Guinness Nigeria, through one of its brands, Origin, has been sponsoring and celebrating the Osun Osogbo Festival. Fourth in the series, the brand presented the sum of 4 million naira in grants to 20 indigenes of Osun State who are inspired by their roots in their various business endeavors.
Origin company giving me the money today, added it to my business. I believe it will boost my business up.
The host and the Ataja of Oshobo, His Royal Majesty Oba Jim Olanibekun, commended management of Origin for its unwavering commitments to preserving Oshobo's cultural heritage and empowering its indigents. Oba Olanibekun described Origin brand as a friend of the house and remains resolute in sustaining the Oshobo festival.
The idea of empowerment included is an innovation because all other stakeholders have not been doing that before your arrival. And I wish they would relate to me because it is promoting your business as well. So you are welcome for this year's celebration, and I pray that togetherness will be fruitful.
Management of Origin says the brand since 2021 has empowered over 100 Osun State indigents with grants worth 60 million naira and has remained steadfast in fostering community development.
All right, that was Annie Daniels, and we've come to another interesting time to take a break. Please don't go away. We have more on the line. Once again, you're welcome to the program. If you've just joined us, you're welcome, and it's Newsline. Now, ensuring safety on our roads is a shared responsibility, but there are those who bear the specific responsibility of creating an environment that fosters safer motoring across Nigeria, and they are staff of the FRSC. Now, unlike many professions, being a road safety official demands a unique blend of resilience, patience, and unwavering loyalty. And these are the qualities that really define the legacy of Deputy Corps Marshal B.C. Kazim. And that's what he's passing on to his colleagues as he steps down from service after an illustrious 35-year career. Known for his dedication, B.C. Kazim's name has become almost synonymous with road safety in Nigeria. Now, his tireless efforts, often serving as a guide for colleagues and a strict enforcer for drivers, have left an indelible mark on the Federal Road Safety Corps. Now, having worked closely with 3 different corps marshals, Kazim's experience and wisdom have been a cornerstone in shaping the practices and policies that keep our roads safer. As we witness the colorful and heartfelt pulling out ceremony, Oyemi Ajayi takes us through the moments that define B.C. Kazim's remarkable journey and lasting impact he left behind.
They have come together from all walks of life to rejoice with just one person. Gobe described as a day time stood still in honor of the former Deputy Corps Marshal Training, B.C. Kazim, who has paid his dues in the service to ensure safety on the highways throughout his years in service.
I'm happy. He's not just leaving that position, he has contributed immensely to the growth and development of youth in the area that he hailed from.
We thank God for your service to the country, to federal road safety, and we wish you well and say that this is just the beginning for you.
He's been a wonderful husband, very caring, loving, and anything, his family comes first.
I've seen people that had problems with road safety, and by mere mentioning his name, it opens the door. And I've never come across someone in road safety that does not respect him.
Earlier, the retired Deputy Corps Marshal delivered the 11th valedictory session of the Corps, themed Resilience, Loyalty and Grace, How I Thrived Working Closely with 3 Corps Marshals in the FRSC, where he chronicled his journey through the ranks and file of the Corps to become the Deputy Corps Marshal Training.
You didn't shut the door against future generations. You opened the door for better participation in the future. That is a legacy. You have created a legacy.
We in the NTA, led by the Director General, Comrade Saliu Abdulhamid Dembos, are very proud to be associated with him and his exceptional leadership and his remarkable achievements.
When you are leaving the Corps and you have been celebrated, it's the greatest thing that can happen to any human being.
Dedication pays, hard work pays, resilience pays, loyalty pays. You need to know that you don't have to amass wealth at the detriment of road users.
Mr. Kazim, a prince from Ikaria Koko, Ondo State, joined the Federal Road Safety Corps in 1988, where he spent his 35 years of hard work, resilience and loyalty, which earned him the position of the Corps Public Education Officer for more than 12 years before rising to the position of Deputy Corps Marshal Training.
We wish him well. Now, it's the end of another academic term for students across the country. And as usual, the show of Borno has carried out what has become a cherished tradition. Now, this tradition not only encourages learning, but also instills a profound respect for the elderly. Every third term, the show gathers a cross-section of pupils and students from various public schools outside his palace, offering them wise counsel and presenting them with cash gifts. But why does he do this? Let's find out more from Tina Toro in Maiduguri.
In a heartwarming display of community and dedication to education, the Sheikh of Borno continues a revered tradition of gifting knowledge and blessings to pupils and students of secondary schools in Borno. Every third term, the Sheikh welcomes them to his palace, imparting wisdom and presenting gifts to motivate them to continue their educational journey and personal growth. This selfless act, demonstrated for decades, stands as a testament to the power of community and to the importance of education. The Sheikh's generosity knows no bounds as he presents the pupils with 500,000 naira, new clothes and words of wisdom, counseling them to obey their teachers and parents and use their knowledge meaningfully.
During the colonial administration, we all know the administration is being handled by the local native authority. That was when a receiving of a break is being given by His Royal Highness. This tradition will going to continue because it has its own impact. People will appreciate.
Education Secretary MMC Dr. Umar Goni reflects on the significance of this tradition, highlighting its impact on the lives of pupils and students.
I'm very, very positive. The learners that will go into SS1 will be excellent one because we have reintroduced demotion at primary 1, 2, 3, up to 6. Once you didn't get the average, you'll be demoted. So these are the policies and principles.
The pupils, beaming with joy, are grateful for the Sheikh's blessings and the successful completion of their third term.
I'm happy today. I saw Sheikh. I saw him and I go to his palace.
As they return home, they carry with them the Sheikh's blessings, a reminder that knowledge and wisdom are the greatest gifts of all.
All right, let's break out now for more messages. Newsline will return in just a moment. All right, now when food, a source of nourishment and sustenance, becomes the cause of unimaginable loss, it shakes the very core of our existence. In the peaceful Adavi local government area of Kogi State recently, a local meal, amala, cherished by many, led to the tragic death of 6 family members. Now, what should have been a simple act of sustenance turned into a heartbreaking ordeal that no family should ever endure. Our correspondent Jonathan Omachade has been following closely this devastating story. He reports that the Kogi State Ministry of Health has launched an urgent and comprehensive investigation to uncover the cause of this tragedy.
Anyoke, a community in Adavi local government area of Kogi State, is still in mourning. While food is typically consumed to sustain life, 6 residents tragically lost their lives after eating. Among the victims were a couple and their only child, adding to the heartache of this sudden tragedy. The Kogi State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Abdulaziz Adams Adeiza, along with other health officials, visited the area's investigations into the incident continue.
We received a report of some family members who were rushed to the hospital with bizarre complaints. Passage of watery stool, not all of them, sudden weakness, difficulty in breathing, and some even collapsed. And from what we gathered, we learned that these family members, within 6 to 8 hours prior to this onset of complaints, there was a history of consumption of cassava flour that we generally call amala in this part of the world. They were rushed to various health facilities because of proximity to where they are. Given available medical attention to them, and because of the progressive nature of these complaints, we lost some of them. A total number of 8 victims we had. We lost 6 in general.
Not until the second victim had died, which is the grandfather, before we put one and one together to figure out that yes, it could be something they ate in common, which is the cassava.
All of us are shocked. We don't know how to do again.
In conjunction with our Ministry of Agric, we have sent the sample for toxicology analysis and we are awaiting the result. I can say that those who died primarily from multiple organ dysfunction, as evident by investigation from blood samples and other investigation carried out on them. However, the secondary cause of death, we are suspecting consumption of food poisoning.
The commissioner urged communities to adhere to healthy living practices and reaffirmed government's commitment to ensuring public health and safety.
In the normally quiet Tudu community of Maiduguri, the sound of multiple gunshots sent residents into panic, fearing the return of Boko Haram attacks. But in a tragic and unexpected turn, the shots came from a police sergeant who shockingly, allegedly turned his AK-47 on his own father. Pauline Kujevana takes us through the circumstances that led to this family tragedy.
Protector turned perpetrator in a tragic incident that occurred in the Tudu area of Maiduguri, where Police Sergeant Lanus Wazani, attached to Mopo 6, opened fire on his own father, 70-year-old retired ASP Wazani Ntasiri, at their family residence. The sergeant fired multiple shots from his AK-47 rifle, which sent shockwaves through the community, leaving neighbors stunned and wondering what could have led to such a violent outburst between a father and son. Family members were still in shock to speak publicly about the incidents, grappling with the sudden loss of their loved one. However, some neighbors who wished to remain anonymous revealed that Sergeant Lanus Wazani had been behaving erratically in recent times, likely triggered by excessive alcohol consumption, threatening to harm someone, unaware that his father will ultimately become his victim.
He is used to shooting at night in the area, but we don't know why he shot his father. At first, we were scared by the multiple shots, thinking it was Boko Haram that came again.
The suspect was immediately taken into custody at the police headquarters Maiduguri, where the police authorities denied NTA access to interview the suspect, citing that the investigation was still in its final stage and that any statement will be reserved for the court proceedings after his dismissal from the Nigerian police.
The police officer had misunderstanding and altercation between him and his father, so he used his AK-47 rifle and killed his father. He shot him multiple shots on his back and other sensitive parts of his body. Investigation further reviewed the assailants, the said Sergeant Linus, claimed that he took some intoxicating substance, which led to him hallucinating and getting out of his right senses. and due to the altercation that he had with his dad over some family issues, led to him killing his dad.
As the family and community mourn the loss of ASP Wazani Ntasiri retired, the tragic incident calls for urgent needs to evaluate the mental health of uniformed personnel, particularly those with access to firearms, for their own safety and the communities they serve and protect.
All right. It's time to draw the curtain on tonight's edition of Newsline. Remember that each narrative tonight is more than just news. They offer us opportunities to pause, think, and if moved, to act. So until we meet again next Sunday, by God's grace, stay connected to the NTA network, where every story brings us closer together. Good night, and may your week be filled with purpose and peace.